A warm welcome to everyone. So it's a pleasure to have with me our author, Dr. Martina Mutheu Mulwa, the author of the book Reaching the Unreached, the Mobile Money Journey in Kenya. Thanks, Dr. Martina, for joining us today. And I would like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you for selecting ExcellerBooks and to publish your book with our publishing house. And our entire team of ExcellerBooks, we are very happy and we are very proud to have worked on this wonderful project. So I will start by saying a few words about our author and her book. Dr. Martina is a senior lecturer at the University of Nairobi, holding a PhD in Communication and International Studies. With extensive expertise in mobile money, she conducts ethnographic studies and serves as a content service provider and consultant. Mobile money debuted in Kenya in 2007 with Safaricom's M-Pesa service, spurring significant growth in the diverse financial services like savings, credit, banking, lending, bill payment, and insurance. Reaching the Unreached, the mobile money journey in Kenya deals evolution, partnership, dynamics, and impacts on the financial inclusiveness in Kenya. So, thank you, Martina, for writing this wonderful book. So, I would like to ask you that what are the key societal and the economic condition in Kenya before the introduction of M-Pesa in 2007? So, how was the socio and economic condition in Kenya?
Thank you very much for the interview, and I'm glad that you would like to follow up on my book. Yes, before the M-Pesa innovation in Kenya, there was a great problem in money transfer. People were using manual ways, or they were using buses, they were using friends and relatives, they were using courier services, and that really made sending money to your significant others in different parts of the country very difficult. So when M-Pesa was invented and you could send money electronically to reach the other party in instantaneously or in a short period of time, then that was something that was really welcome.
Okay, so can you please tell us more about M-Pesa and how it evolved, and is it only for the national transaction in Kenya, or it also deals with international transaction in Kenya outside?
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. So M-Pesa is a money transfer service that is mobile phone based, whereby you have an application that has it has a menu whereby you enter the telephone number of the person you want to send particularly money to, and then you enter the amount and just submit from your virtual wallet. M-Pesa has evolved actually from Kenya being a Kenyan product, but now it's being used internationally because they have given it different names in different countries. For example, some money coming from America will indicate Wave. Money in different other countries, you find there are partnerships between telecommunication companies and M-Pesa. So the product is the same because we have Vodafone. Vodafone is the international carrier, but in Kenya we have Safaricom, and the product is M-Pesa. So this money transfer is actually in different parts of the country, including India, where I think ExcellerBooks is based. So there has been a lot of interest from different countries, especially third world, trying to see how it works and then trying to implement it in their own countries.
Okay, very nice. So could you elaborate on the pivotal factors that contributed to the rapid adoption of M-Pesa and the subsequent growth of mobile money service in Kenya? So what were the pivotal factors here?
So the first one was the fact that the banking sector was concentrated on urban areas, and the people in the village were totally excluded. So there was underserved and underbanked populations in Kenya. Number two, there was a poor method of transfer of money, and it had a lot of challenges, delays, and all that. And then in Kenya, we have a peculiar culture whereby we have people supporting others, especially those that work are the ones that support majority who live in the village. So in Kenya, we have this structure whereby we have jobs are found in urban areas, and the majority of the population is left in the village. So you find there is need for the people who make the money, because we are a close-knit society, we support each other. If I'm working in Nairobi, I will have to send money to the village for my parents, for school fees, for medicine, building a house, and so forth. So this fact that Kenyans needed to send money home. In fact, the first slogan of M-Pesa was "Send money home," because it's part of our culture to send money to do many things in the village. So those are mainly the underserved, the poor infrastructure of the banking sector, plus our culture, and then the shortcomings of the existing solutions that we had. Those are the ones that fueled M-Pesa growth. Plus, we had a very supportive regulatory authority that just let M-Pesa evolve as regulation followed, and we were able to figure out the kind of regulation that was fit for M-Pesa. So it scaled.
Nice. So, what I've understood from you is that the main reason behind inventing M-Pesa was to send money to home, to our house. That's
Yes.
a great thing, actually. So, your book discuss about the partnership formed within the mobile money ecosystem. Could you provide insight into how this partnership have influenced the evolution of the financial inclusion in Kenya?
Okay, so for M-Pesa to operate, you find that we have the financial sector plus the transmission. So we had telecommunication part plus the banking sector. So that was one of the key associations that made M-Pesa possible to put in money, and then so you find telecommunication companies were partnering with the banking sector, particularly for a start, Safaricom partnered with the Commercial Bank of Africa, what we call CBA. So they were able to, the bank and the telecom, to work together so that one can provide the network, the other one can provide the money. And then, of course, proper regulation. So you find that because the network has the potential to reach out to every part of the country, because the mobile network, you find, because of its flexibility and ability to scale to different places irrespective of where you are, because what we are working with in M-Pesa are the signals. It's like a message, but now the message is a product. So you find the fact that we can reach every part of the country through mobile networks. Then the mobile network is carrying a message, and this message is actually money or financial. So you find even if somebody was in a place that was remote, it was excluded, it was neglected, it was not viable for a bank is set up. But you see, if we're using a message, then it was possible to reach out to that person. And the model was in such a way that you didn't need an elaborate setup. They partnered with the existing outlets of shops selling food, hotels selling foodstuffs, or we are saying retailers selling salt, soap and so forth. So they could have just a phone with the application, and then you just go, you buy sugar, and then you do a transaction from that shop just near your home, and you're already in the bank. I mean, you're already included. So you find it, because of the network, it was very easy, and it still is very easy to reach out to almost every person who is interested in transacting in M-Pesa in Kenya.
Yes, right. So since now the M-Pesa application is now already established in Kenya, we know about it. So when it was starting at the beginning in 2007, so this entire concept was not very familiar to the people, right? Over in the
Yes.
village or even in the city. So what were the steps that Kenyan government did in order to spread the awareness of M-Pesa? And people get like we become scared. Like, what if our money are gone after making the payment, and what if it doesn't go to the exact person to whom we intend to send the money? So, what were the awareness like strategies that build the trust in order to make payment through M-Pesa?
Okay, first, Safaricom as the company that was driving the innovation towards the people, you find that Safaricom is the market leader in subscription. So already people trust the product or Safaricom as a company. Number two, there was a lot of awareness and government involvement in trying to regulate and trying to give people confidence in that it has approved the product. And then eventually you find there were partnerships between Safaricom and leading banks in the country. And three, you find that the transactions were so efficient in such a way that even if somebody was doubting, it would be because you only doubt if it is not successful.
Right.
But Safaricom was very keen on ensuring that transactions were complete and the sender and the receiver actually got satisfaction from the product. Apart from that, you find there was a lot of Safaricom tried to support agents at the beginning, making it very easy so that they enabled many people to have outlets where people could transact. And when they were transacting, they ensured that people in the shops were trained to actually what we call intermediation. Even if you went there and you are an old person, illiterate, the assistants were trained to support everybody to do the transaction in a manner that they felt, yeah, they were taken care of. So those are some of the things Safaricom put in place to ensure that people were confident in the product.
Okay, great. So we can also see that in your research, what role did mobile banking, then digital lending, and other financial services play in extending the reach of the mobile money in Kenya, particularly in the underdeserved area? So, what's your take on this?
Okay, yes. One of the greatest milestones in M-Pesa is actually reaching out to people who are uncreditworthy. People, not really uncreditworthy, but these people who could not be, you could not do any credit scoring because they did not have accounts, they did not have any documentation, and you could not find them. But you find that with digital or financial transactions which are digital, you find now it is possible to do credit scoring by looking at their digital footprint and trying to do some assessment and giving them a credit score so that you can give them money. So depending on how you serve the internet, the friends you have online, the mobile, actually your mobile wallet, how much money you have, this is something that now digital lenders are basing their credit scoring on to extend credit to people who do not have any bank accounts but need money. So mobile banking opened the path for associating digital footprint of people who do not have bank accounts and credit scoring. So you find that digital activity added together is making digital lenders assess that person and determine how much money they can get even though they do not have any bank account. So people are getting loans, and then with time, as the lenders know the customers, they graduate these customers to a point that they can get substantial amounts of money that they can use even to start small businesses.
Okay. And is there any kind of limit of sending funds through M-Pesa?
Pardon?
Yeah. Is there any limit of fund sending through M-Pesa? A certain
Yes, there is a limit, but continuously the banks and the Safaricom have continued to increase the amount. We started with low amounts like $35, but now we have all the way to 300 $300,000.
wow,
So you find the wallet can hold a lot of money, whereby you can even pay salaries using the
right.
application. Like now, even salaries, you can put in money in an application. A lot of money, like I'm saying, like let's say 300. $30,000, and then you pay your workers just through an application. You pop in their numbers, and then you just click a button, and everybody is paid. So now we can say M-Pesa can hold a lot of money. Not it is the limit for today is around $3,000, which is not little
Yeah,
money if you want to send to a person.
it's huge actually. Yeah. So, how does your book argue for the sustainability and the scalability of the mobile money model in promoting financial inclusion, not only in Kenya, but potentially in other regions facing similar challenges? So, as you have already mentioned, that M-Pesa is not only restricted to Kenya, but it is also available in other countries with different names. Okay, so, how this scalability happened over time?
Okay, what has happened is that across different parts of the world, you find the financial exclusion is a problem. We have so many people who are not banked, and they are not banked because of various issues. Many people live in remote areas, and you find for a bank really to set up a branch, there has to be viability. This viability, if it is not there, they cannot set up the bank. Again, you find for a bank to advance credit to a person, that person must have some history. And you find that most people in these remote areas do not have any history. So this model whereby you can reach out to people who are in very remote areas, who have not been included in any form of financial activity, and you can extend to them this service that is very important, because you see financial inclusion leads to a person being able to manage their financial issues, school fees, medicine, sending money to another person, and so forth. So you find that because of this, innovation is one that is very useful to people who have actually been excluded in any form of financial inclusion. So M-Pesa fills in that gap. Plus now the additional partners that have come to push in their products through the M-Pesa infrastructure. So it's not only in Kenya, but financial inclusion is across the world. Even in developed countries, you find there are some sections that are excluded. Marginalized populations, the blacks, in America, they are part of the people that are, they are like, they are looked at as high risky customers because they do not have any, and nobody can describe them. They are nowhere. So you find we call them thin file customers. There's nothing to really rely on if you want to do credit scoring. But you see, if they are involved in any digital activity, then you find through different algorithms, you can easily find out how much they can get in terms of money.
Okay, that's great actually. So, what I have understood that M-Pesa has really solved all the financial transaction issues in Kenya, and also for in order to sending funds outside Kenya. So, your title is reaching the unreached, right? So, this title really justifies the entire content of the book. And thank you, Ms. Dr. Martina, for giving your precious time to us. And I would also like to convey this message to our viewers that Dr. Martina's book, Reaching the Unreached, The Mobile Money Journey in Kenya, is already live and it's already available to all the global platforms like Amazon.com, Amazon Kindle, Kobo, and Google Play. So if anyone, you people want to purchase and have a copy of our book, of her book, and if you want to learn the entire process of how M-Pesa became a national thing in Kenya, then you must read this book. So all the relevant links about this book will be provided in the description box. So you can click there and even purchase the book. And this is for you, Dr. Martina, that I'm very happy to interview you today. And I really get to know a lot regarding Kenyan financial sector, which I was not aware before. So, yes. So thank you so much, madam, for giving your precious time to us.
Thank you so much, and I hope we will continue working together if in any other books that I will come up with.
Absolutely. So are you writing your next book on recent technologies in Kenya?
Yes, I'm now looking at digital lending. I'm evaluating the products that we have currently in Kenya and how we can enhance them or improve on them so that they can actually address the challenges of financial inclusion. So I'm addressing the pitfalls of digital lending in the country.
Okay, great. So of course you can approach us if you if when the entire thing will be ready, and we can discuss accordingly. So thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Martina, for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you too.